Hey there, and welcome back to the next video in the baby registry series. In this one, I'm going to be talking about some baby proofing items you might want to add to your registry. I like to start by saying that the majority of the items that I mention in this video are things that I have used. My opinion is based on that experience using them. So starting with outlet covers, these have been very good for our outlets. They look very inconspicuous, and it's really nice because they have a folding handle. So if you do want to use that outlet, it's really easy to get the handle out and be able to easily pull on the cover. Easy peasy. The nice thing about these is that you get so many in the box, and we've actually taken some traveling when we've gone somewhere overnight with the baby. Up next are cabinet locks, and there's actually quite a few different kinds of cabinet slash drawer locks. So for the majority of our cabinets, we use the ones that are magnetic. These are super easy to install. And I think I did all our cabinets in less than 30 minutes. And I really like these because they're not visible. The one drawback I would say is that you do need to keep the magnet handy, but also out of the way so the baby can't reach it. It does take a little bit getting used to not just straight up going to your cabinet and trying to open it. Like you have to get the lock to unlock it with. But once you get used to it, it just becomes really easy. However, not all of our cabinets could be locked using these magnetic locks. So we actually got some that are like U-shaped, and they work just as well. These are nice because they work with like handlebar, cabinet pull, but also knobs. So they're fairly universal. And also really nice is that you don't have to install anything. Finally, there is the latch kind that are really good in most cases, especially with drawers where the knobs are too far apart, to be able to use the U-shaped lock, or if there aren't any knobs or handles, like a dishwasher or a stove. Speaking of stoves, these are probably the most popular type of lock that you can get for the knobs. My aunt had these in her house, and I remember them being very effective against my cousin, but also very effective against me whenever I tried to cook. Currently, what we have on our stove are these ones that look like giant bobby pins. They're very easily removable. They just kind of make it difficult to turn the knob itself. So far, they've been fine. They've been working as they should. I'm not entirely sure how they're going to be as Theo gets older and taller, and hopefully he'll have learned that he's not supposed to be playing with the stove. So for all our doors, we have this particular type of lock because we have handles instead of knobs. You can kind of see it in the background there. These are really easy to install and very easy to use as far as locking it and unlocking it. And really, we just pull up on the handle in order to open the door. Again, we'll have to see how Theo is as he gets a little bit older and learns that he can pull up on the handle too to let himself into a room. If that's the case, there is another version of this particular type of lock that prevents the handle from being lifted up or pressed down. And if you have door knobs, you can get similar covers to that of the ones that you would use for a stove, and they're also very effective. I gotta say, the hardest thing for me when it came to baby proofing was deciding whether or not my son needed a playpen. I initially got one that was tall and it had bars, but I hated it. I felt like he was in jail, and it genuinely made me depressed that he wasn't allowed to explore his surroundings. So then I considered getting a soft playpen to keep him in, but I felt like I was going to have a similar reaction to that of the bars. The other issue is that it takes up a lot of space, especially if you want baby to have more freedom to move around in. So at the end of the day, we ended up going with neither of these. And really, our plants were the biggest problem. So we moved all of them to one wall and shifted the couch a little bit so that he is unable to access the plants. Currently, we just have a baby gate blocking the entrance to our room, and it's really just so that the dog can kind of hang out in our room or outside of it whenever she wants. One of my friends has a baby gate installed so that it blocks the living room from the kitchen and the dining room. So that way he has access to anything in the living room and is able to go down the hall and into his room. We essentially started using his travel crib as a playpen, and we keep the side unzipped so that he can go in and out as he likes. And if I needed to step away for an extended amount of time, like going to the bathroom, I can put him in it and zip up the side so that I know that he's going to be safe while he is unsupervised. And currently we have a little blankie draped over the open side, so it kind of makes it feel like it's a fort. This next item I haven't personally used in my home, but I have used it at a previous job when I worked with kids, and that's these like silicone or plastic corner guards. Kids are just so accident prone, and I did see this a lot at that job. So if you do have furniture like a coffee table or something that has like these corners, I do recommend recommend that you add these to your baby registry as well. Finally, the last thing to add to your registry is a baby monitor. And there are so many different kinds of monitors out there. Some use Wi-Fi, some are just sound, so it's kind of like a walkie-talkie, and some can be programmed to accept more than one camera, which is pretty nice if you're planning on having more than one camera, like a camera in each room. Personally, I would recommend that you get a baby monitor without any Wi-Fi connectivity, just because there have been so many security issues with random people hacking into these baby monitors and being able to talk to your child from who knows where. Like, that's really creepy. Also, I would recommend that you look for one that has an external volume button. The first monitor that we have didn't have this, and it was just so annoying to have to go into the settings in order to turn the volume up and down. Nonetheless, we still bring that particular monitor with us when we're traveling overnight. The one we have now is from Mom Cozy. It's been really great. It has the volume button on the outside. It has a better image quality than the first one that we got, and the range is actually really good. Before I close out the video, I want to let you know that there is a link to a safety checklist from the Bump. This can kind of help you to assess your home's safety and security needs when it comes to baby proofing. And I'm also going to leave a link to the American Academy of Pediatrics webpage of recalls so that you can stay up to date with product safety recalls and make sure that anything you have is still okay to use. Okay, so if you have any questions or if you feel like I left something out, please feel free to leave that in the comments section below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!